Hello, it's a new week and it's a cold week, so let me warm you up with some new deals and releases on Xbox One. I know we're meant to be saving up for Christmas presents, but it's important to treat yourself, right? We'll kick off with the deals. As always, some of these require an Xbox Live Gold subscription to enjoy the savings, whilst others are open to everyone. Let's get going. Not all of us can afford to escape to warmer places in the winter, which makes this bundle of 2 sunny races really appealing. Forza Horizon 2 whisks you away to southern France and northern Italy. You might think that setting a racing festival in a region where the wine is so readily available and delicious would be dangerous, but you'll be having too much fun tearing up those sweeping crystal roads to enjoy a cheeky glass of vino. Forza Horizon 3's Australia isn't a slouch in the wine department, but again, there's just too much to do. The Outback brings some amazing off-road driving into play. Even more fun if you do it in the unlockable Halo Warthog. And Horizon 3 remains one of the best looking games on Xbox One, with high dynamic range lighting nailing those sunsets. And don't forget that Xbox One X enhanced patch arriving in January. It's going to look spectacular. Prepare to stab, poison, sneak, explode, and talk your way through the incredible RPG Divinity Original Sin. Take control of a pair of source hunters, aka members of an organization dedicated to eliminating a dangerous magic known as Source and the sorcerers who wield it. In single player mode, you'll take control of both heroes, whilst local co-op sees you and your mate each taking control of a source hunter and making them your own. You'll find yourself traversing a huge fantastical world as you go on your quest to rid the world of all that horrible sauce. Kind of sounds like I'm saying sauce as in ketchup, but why would you want to rid the world of that? It's damn delicious. This adventure is praised for the way it modernized the RPG genre, so check it out for cheap today. This next game spins a ripping yarn. No, really, I mean you literally play as a man made of yarn in this platformer. The aim is making it through the Swedish countryside as your thread slowly disentangles behind you. You have to jump on crabs' heads, swing from ceiling hooks, and at one point leap between wooden posts as the tide comes in. When you're 6 inches tall, waves are scary, man. The scenery is stunning and the protagonist adorable, and with the game's central message about cherishing your family, Unravel is one game to tug at the heartstrings. Our next few deals are part of an indie spotlight sale, which slashes the price of indie games for everyone. You don't need gold to take advantage. The Outlast bundle of terror contains the base game and the horrendous DLC, just in case your heart hasn't undergone enough stress by the end of the main game. The secret to its scares is your powerlessness. You can't fight the lunatics who have taken over the asylum, forcing you to slink about with only a night vision camcorder to light your way. Word of warning, you'll need a strong stomach for the Whistleblower DLC. It has one of the most violent scenes ever put in a game. Enjoy! From the abject horror of Outlast to something more subtle now. This discounted bundle features 2 of the most atmospheric, evocative, and quietly terrifying games ever made. Limbo is about taking a small boy through a monochromatic world full of lost tribes of children and giant spiders. I have nightmares about being in its web, let me tell you. Inside takes the same boy walks right premise and introduces themes of mind control and human experiments. There are things worse than spiders here. So introduce some gnawing dread into your life this month with a pair of cult classics. Next up, a 2D platformer that sees the return of Abe. During his stint as a caretaker in a meat processing factory, Abe stumbles across a CEO's conspiracy to turn the labour force into a line of tasty treats. Now destined for the meat grinder, he must save not only his own skin from becoming a novelty meat treat, but liberate his fellow muckadens from the flesh farm. Evade trigger-happy guards, ride toothy beasts, lay bombs as traps, and ultimately avoid being stuffed in a pie. If you like your games to be tactical RPGs which are influenced by your decisions with a touch of delicious Viking mythology sprinkled on top, then the Banner Saga Complete Pack has got you covered. In this epic adventure, you'll be traversing a legend-inspired world which is set in twilight after the sun decided to stop moving. Rude. As you venture forth, you'll be confronted by enemies, which is where the turn-based tactical combat comes into play. With a unique art style, compelling story, and massive discount, the Banner Saga is well worth your time. It's called Don't Starve, but really this stylish survival could have had any number of titles, like Don't Get Eaten by Bears, Don't Freeze to Death, and Don't Drown. Giant Edition adds 2 new playable characters in a stage actress who went a bit too far with method acting as an ancient Valkyrie, and a young boy who lives inside the spider that tried to eat him. Oh, it also of course adds giants. Shipwrecked expansion meanwhile takes you to a tropical archipelago where you must craft a boat and set sail for adventure. That's if you don't fall victim to tropical storms or colossal squid. Danger Bundle! Sound exciting and like you're dancing with death? Well, what if I said dangerous golf? No, not so exciting? Okay, well, what if I said the goal in dangerous golf is to destroy as many objects as possible before sinking the ball with a ridiculous trick shot? Okay, maybe not quite dancing with death, but a hell of a lot more exciting than your average 18 holes. The Danger Bundle also includes Danger Zone, which is all about puzzle-based car crashing. You've got to create the biggest car crash possible, which is great when you have all that pent-up rage that just needs an outlet. Feeling angry and dangerous? The Danger Bundle is the one for you. If you're more on the lookout for new games to get stuck into, then look no further, my friend. Here's a roundup of all the games coming to Xbox One this week. When Steep arrived last year, it wowed us with its open world mountain and owed us with those bone-crunching falls. It was great fun, but missing a certain something. Ah, that's it, a fat gold medal around your neck. Well, worry not, as this new expansion puts your Steep skills to the test at the 2018 Olympic Winter Games. Really, it's just an excuse for Ubisoft to build us another whopping mountain to explore, and lets us take part in Olympic events in the official South Korean Olympic courses. You'll perform tricks in the half-pipe, shred up the giant slalom, and fire your tiny fragile body down an incredibly fast ramp in Super G skiing. The game even crams in events new to next year's Olympics, like Big Air, where you fling a snowboarder off a giant ramp and perform awesome tricks. As the kids would say, it's gnarly. Do the kids still say that? I'm not sure what year it is because of all my ski-related head injuries. You'll need the base game to buy the expansion, or you can buy them all in one handy bundle called the Steep Winter Games Edition. Just wrap up warm, yeah? The Walking Dead is an absolute must-have. The original The Walking Dead game is by far my favourite telltale adventure, mixing the adrenaline of desperately trying to stay alive with the heart-wrenching feeling of loss and mortality as you lose those around you. Based on the graphic novel, it puts you in control of Lee as you try and stay alive during the zombie apocalypse, all the while trying to protect Clem, a young girl you find who's all alone. With incredibly difficult decisions to make which will affect your story outcome, this really is a game that gets right under your skin. And once you're finished with it and that hysterical crying inducing ending, you can get started on season 2, which shifts the attention away from the zombies trying to eat your brains and looks deeper at the other survivors who will kill you for a can of baked beans. The threat may be different, but it's still very real. Season 3 will carry on the epic adventure for you, whilst 400 Days will fill in some gaps whilst taking a closer look at lesser known characters. For fans of the TV show and graphic novel, Michonne is a mini-series all about her own badass adventure. This collection is absolutely packed full of stories to get your zombie teeth stuck into and will leave you thinking about them for a long time to come. Get those tissues ready. Time for something slightly more whimsical now. A Hat in Time is a cute and colourful adventure starring a girl who creates hats to gain powers, a bit like Tommy Hilfiger. Hat Girl, as she's known, must race to collect the hourglass-shaped fuel needed for her spaceship and get it before the dastardly Mustache Girl, or else she'll be stranded with nothing but an array of awesome hats to her name. You can stitch yourself a witch's hat that lets you cook explosive concoctions and a wooden ghost mask that allows you to peek into other dimensions. Yes, that one's technically not a hat, but let's get past it. Hat Girl can also slap badges on her hats to upgrade them. The scooter badge, for example, gives you a scooter. That's crazy. I thought badgers were just black and white woodland creatures who go after farmers' chickens. No wait, that's badgers. Anyway, the 5 open worlds you'll quest through are a joy to explore and include speeding trains, mafia run towns, and a movie studio run entirely by birds. Hats then. Not only a fine fashion accessory, but key to defeating evil. Hello Neighbour is a quirky stealth game that has you infiltrating the house of the menacing man who lives across the street. It may look like a charming cartoon world, but the second you set foot on your neighbour's property, it becomes incredibly tense. You'll be expecting him to grab you at any moment, and it's a feeling that only grows as you move deeper into his house. What's really cool about this is the way that the neighbour's AI evolves over time. He learns your behaviour so that every time you get caught, he'll reinforce the house to help keep you out. Keep using the windows and he'll block them. Take the same route through the mansion and he'll place cameras to spy on it. It reminds us of the way the Alien adapts to your tactics in Alien Isolation, a trick we love in that game and one that works just as well here. So good luck breaking into the house, you'll need it. And there we have it, all the latest deals and games to keep you busy this week. Let us know in the comments what you're most looking forward to getting stuck into, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with all things Xbox. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye!